Hey, I wanted to take a second to talk about friendship and specifically friendship in baseball. Um, I know that friends can be hard. I know that girls are hard. I have um, a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and an 11-year-old girl, and we talk about friends all the time. Um, we talk about um, how hard it is and how important it is to be a good friend and just really try to help them develop stronger friendships. And I know that in the game, it can be hard. Sometimes we're on a team and we make the best of friends, and sometimes we're on a team and we feel like we're on an island. Um, and so I just wanted to talk real fast about that. Um, you know, uh, Community is important, and I feel like community is like a buzzword right now. I think that um, we talk about our people and our tribe and our groups and Facebook groups, and we're always trying to kind of hone in and create a smaller community, and the baseball community is phenomenal. Um, but I think that sometimes mm, it's not enough. Like we need friends, and so um, I just want to talk about that. I think about the first punishment that was handed out in the Bible. I think we think of Adam and Eve, but those were consequences. First punishment was when Cain killed Abel, and God banished him, and he was like, "This is too much for me to bear," and it's because we're made with um, a hole or a gap, if you will, that needs community. We have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and they are the perfect community. And then they wanted us to experience their perfect community, so they created us, and and so we're made to need that. And I think that if we can understand that it's something that we're created for, uh, it maybe will allow us to be a little bit more intentional to find friends, or to make friends or to be a friend, and create maybe a tighter community. Um, and uh, it reminds me of my one of my best friends now. My husband and we moved to Arizona uh, about 16 years ago, almost 17 years ago. It's crazy. And, we moved here to participate in the ministry that we're in, which is ministering to professional baseball players and their families and their wives. And so we've been part of um, this world for a long time, and we've seen a lot, um, and understand. And so we moved out here. Um, I immediately made friends with the people that were living here in the off season, and then it was my first experience. I'll never forget my first experience of everybody leaving for the season. like I understood it, but then I didn't really understand it, and it was hard. And I can remember I was talking to a coworker that had definitely become a friend here, and I was just complaining. It had been like probably 3 years already, and I was just like, I just want a best friend, and just complaining. And finally, she goes, "I'll be your best friend," and it was just like this light bulb went off, and it was like, well, you are my best friend. I talk to you every day, and I see you all the time, um, and I mean that was 15 years ago, which is crazy. Um, and we're still just the best of friends now. But so that leads to the second point, which is you have to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, and that's what my friend did. It was a very vulnerable thing that she did, because I could have easily have been like, no thanks, Don't want that. Um, just recently, my 13-year-old, um, she's in junior high and she's uh, trying to branch out and make new friends instead of the old ones. And so I thought, let's throw a party, Halloween party. And I was like, and just invite whoever you want. And she kept procrastinating. Finally, I was like, what's going on? And she said, I don't want to invite anybody because they might say no. Um, and oh man, I get that. That's a hard place to be, because it's true, and we don't want to experience rejection. Um, but most of the time, I kept telling her, people aren't going to say no. They might be busy, but um, but those are real excuses, and it's okay if they're busy, if they have other things to do. But they're not going to say no because they don't like you. But she ended up not doing it, and it was fine. We ended up having a great time. But you have to kind of put yourself out there, um, and we're a little bit more willing to do that when we realize that we need to do that. Um, the reality is we all want to be known. Um, we think that we want to be loved, but the truth is that we want to be known. If you think about the people that really know you and love you, that's a great feeling because they know what hurts you. So I have a short little story. There were two guys sitting at a bar, and one of the guys told the other one, he was like, "I love you, man," and he was like, "No, you don't." He was like, "No, I do. I love you. I love you." And no, you don't. He's like, "Why are you saying that?" And he said, "If you love me, then you would know what hurts me, right?" And and that's so true. I think about um, the people that really know me, and they know my life. They know what buttons they can push, what really, really hurts me, and they love me anyway. And that is so much deeper than just loving someone. And so to find a true relationship, you have to let them see you. And I know that can be scary sometimes. Um, so and the third thing is you have to treat people the way that you want to be treated. And I know that sounds so silly, but what I mean by that is um, you have to you have you don't treat someone the way that you think they want to be treated to like you. Treat someone the way that you want to be treated. And so I think of myself. I am an introvert at heart. That all that means is I like to be home alone to re-energize. It's a lot of emotional energy to um, put myself out there in front of a lot of people often. And so I am a one-on-one kind of girl. Um, and so if you want to get to know me, let's go to lunch or go to coffee and tell me your story. And I'll be your best friend forever. You know, I like to go to parties and I like to be in large groups, but I find that I don't connect as much in those arenas. So if you are someone that, if you're like the hostess with the mostest, do it. I have friends that are that way and just thrive um, in large community and bring people together, and they're so good at it. And people really enjoy that and appreciate that in her. And but if you're a one-on-one kind of girl, then find someone that you can be one-on-one with. Um, you know, just find someone that you can treat the way that you hope that they'll treat you, right? Um, so the best idea that I can come up with is one of my favorite things is is do the Enneagram, with someone. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. But it's so fun. It's something that you can talk about, that you can, everyone likes to do, figure out, what number they are, their personality type, um, and it's just something that you can have in common, and it opens up phenomenal conversation. And there's lots of websites and apps and all kinds of stuff, and it's just a way to get to know people and to kind of let them get to know you. Um, but it's a start. It's a start to developing friendships. So I hope that you got something out of this, and that the season is a great one for you. And I pray that you're developing some solid friendships. So let me know if you have any questions. I would love to talk to you in more detail about this. And we'll talk later. Thanks. Bye.